Father do. Leaves make the trees strong, and I am gonna love you forever. I am gonna love you forever. Heart's chamber, you in charge of. You stay on my mind, my soul's desire.
Hello, 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 and welcome to Mothers, Sisters, and Daughters Coffee and Tea. I'm your host, Trina G. There you go.
Hi, I'm your host, Lady J. Happy Saturday. Welcome, everyone.
Welcome, everyone. Happy Saturday. Today is another day. We're excited to be here to bring you guys some great content. So, it has been a very trying week for myself, and even still, I had to find the rainbow in it all. Some things have the ability to disappear from your life without you even noticing it. It is gone or being depleted. Deprivation kicks in, and you are at a loss of energy, words, and time. Hence, drained energy.
Factoring in your daily life activities, you are now a car sitting in the front yard on blocks. The state of being powerful has now been debilitating to your state of being. As it is said, make it make sense. It does not make sense, and drag yourself when you can easily stop and refuel. If you do not do so, your vehicle of body will do the job for you.
Yes, indeed, it definitely will. Our mission is bringing enlightenment to the masses of our brown skin, the royalty within our history, and the fight to educate, emancipate, and liberate the minds. How can one understand if they have not been taught?
If you have any questions, please interact in the comment section, and we will try to answer any and as many questions and acknowledge your comments. This show is about learning, laughing, living, and loving. Now that I've given you the menu,
let's sip some coffee and spill some tea. As we inch closer to another holiday, let us help you gravitate towards a splash of history with a drop of melanin as we continue to broaden your mind with some enriched cup of history.
Thanksgiving is near. I love Thanksgiving. I love the holiday, but Thanksgiving is near. Throughout our history, we have had many times. Throughout our history, we have had many trying times, but yet, and we are still, as a people, are thankful because our ancestors pushed through. So, with that, let us share some of our history's greatness. We're going to talk about Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving 1777, and African-American history is briefly addressed on this date. That year, the turning point of American Revolutionary War occurred with victory over British at Saratoga. In response, the Continental Congress then delivered a decree for 13 colonies to give thanks. Black slaves also took part in the celebration throughout the region. And tradition continued as custom of rejoicing for rain to break drought for a plentiful harvest. Thanksgiving expression for American Blacks community began as a church-based celebration. Black pastors often gave a sermon that could be heard loud and clear through many small Black churches, as it is today. We hear sermons about Thanksgiving and being thankful. You can read in Thessalonians, First Thessalonians, about giving thanks. So, of course, the Black church have really brought this to the forefront of being so thankful. The sermons would be about struggles, hope, fears, and triumph. The sermons usually grieve the institution of slavery, the suffering of the Black people, and often pleaded for that awakening of a slave-free America will someday come soon. In October 1863, months after signing the Emancipation Proclamation earlier that year, President Abraham Lincoln signed a proclamation to officially celebrate the Thanksgiving holiday. Before the proclamation, Thanksgiving was also a period of time where slaves would often escape during the ending of crop season. But with that new law, it morphed into a time where newly freed Blacks could come together. During our holidays, imagining we spend our holidays now with family and friends. Back then, they chose this time to try to go and be free. They tried to go to the free states. So this is what Thanksgiving was about. So when they got to that free state, they celebrated because we're free, and it was Thanksgiving time. Also, after the deliverance from American slavery on November 30th, 1876, Thanksgiving, and an African Methodist Episcopal clergy by the name of Reverend Benjamin Arnett preached to a predominantly Black congregation, which followed the Bible, that inspired words. We call on all American citizens to love their country and look not on the sins of the past, but aim ourselves for the conflict of the future, girding ourselves in the habiliments of righteousness, march forth with the courage of a Nubian lion and with the confidence of a Roman gladiator, and meet the demands of the age and satisfy the duties of the hour. This was the priest's sermon from Benjamin Arnett on Thanksgiving. And we always want to give thanks anyway, no matter what you're going through. Thanksgiving is a time just to give thanks. Matter of fact, Monday through Monday, we ought to give thanks. Just give thanks because that you're alive. So this Thanksgiving, what are you going to give thanks about, lady?
Oh, awesome history. I love it. Every time I hear it, I get surprised and shocked. Even though we research this stuff, I'm still amazed and surprised at everything we are as a people. But speaking of giving thanks, I want to give, okay, I'm going to start with one. The number one thing that I am thankful for, and it's going to be generic, but it's the truth. I am so thankful for my family. Without my family and without having that backbone and that support from them, it would be very difficult to go through those trying times and those draining moments and everything, within that spectrum. So one of the things I am thankful for, my family, my immediate family, my friends far away, and also, people on the internet. I constantly get messages, and I have support from them, and we have support from them. So I'm thankful for that. So it's a lot of great things to be thankful for. And like Lady J said, we have to always be thankful Monday through Monday, not just because it's Thanksgiving, but because, we are alive, we are well, and we have another day, another hour, another minute to just do something again. So while we're waiting for Lady James to uh, come back in this room, look, they don't want us to talk about the goodness. Look, this is what's not going to happen on today. But while we're still waiting for Lady Jason to come back in, you know, our topic is drained energy. And the reason why we want to talk about drained energy is one, because we had a whole nother topic to discuss. And that whole nother topic that we wanted to discuss, I was so drained, and my mom, Lady J, was like, well, what should our topic be? I said, you know what, Mom? I'm drained. That's what I am. I'm drained. And she said, you know what? That's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about that. And so I was like, you know what? That's good, because it's not often, you know, people come and just talk about how tired they are or what they've been through and what caused it, regardless of how big or small the situation may be. Right. So in my case, I have 5 fur babies, and they are family. Yes, I said it, 5. And our smallest Yorkie, his name is Titan. And all of a sudden, he just stopped eating. He was very weak. He couldn't stand. And it was very, very hard to see. So we ended up rushing him to the hospital on last Sunday. And when we couldn't go in with him because, of course, COVID. So they came out, they got him, took him in. They came back out and told us to come in because it was time for us to say our goodbyes. Oh my gosh. I lost it. You know, I really did lose it, because I was just like, how in the world did it go from this spunky little puppy just running around happy to no energy, heart rate continued dropping, not eating food, everything. I didn't understand it. So we went in there and they asked me and my husband, they said, what do you want to do? We recommend you leave him here overnight and euthanize him. I was like, what? Hold on. Flag on the play. I know you said we have to say our goodbyes, but my baby heart's still beating. Is that a heart? I see heart rate. Yeah, it's still beating. So no, we're not doing that. And so it was very difficult. We called our children. They was like, no, we're bringing them home. And we said we'd rather him be home wrapped in love and be around those he loves. So if he's gonna pass, he's gonna pass wrapped in love. And he didn't pass. Let me tell you something. I had sleepless nights. I did not sleep. Sunday, I had no sleep. Monday, I did not sleep. My sleep was closing my eyes for like 2 seconds and waking back up. That was that. And it went on through until Wednesday. Now we're a little bit at ease of how we're sleeping, but we're still on it. But he's running around the house. He's eating. He can see, because at one point he couldn't see and he couldn't hear us. He can see, he can hear. I mean, everything the doctor said was going to happen didn't happen. It went in the opposite direction. And I was like, nobody can tell me that God ain't good.
He's good.
Because look, I don't care if it's my fur baby. I don't care if it's a plant. You hear me? I don't care. It's love and it's my family. And that's how we treat our dogs as our baby. So I was depleted. There you go. I was depleted of all energy. I was drained. I was gone. I'm in the car on my phone trying to get stuff done for this week's show. And I was literally falling asleep trying to get stuff done. I could not get anything done because I was so drained. But what helped me was that I had to stop and say, you know what? Everything's going to be okay. Mm-hmm. Everything's going to be okay. You know what? We're going to turn this around. We're going to go holistic route. So they want to do all this medication, want to charge you $3,000. I went holistic, done saved myself $3,000.
All right. Say, hey, that's what we're about, saving some money.
save myself $3,000 on top of Titan being healthy and back to his norm. And so I just had to take that step back and say, it's going to be all right. Whatever will be, will be. But in the meantime, continue to work your hardest to make sure you give all that you can. So if anything goes wrong, you know that you've given your all. So that was like my beginning of being just drained because I didn't know how to handle it. I didn't know um that feeling. I've had that feeling before, you lose a pet, but this was like on a different level. It was like a newborn baby, watched him do all these things and taking care of him. And now it's like, what do I do now? So some people may not understand because, people look at it like it's just the animal, but God created these great creatures for us and for a reason. They bring so much love and so much happiness to you, even at your worst time. So that was just one of my drained moments.
I think, especially during the holidays, we rush, 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 rush. And I've been rushing this week with my business, Pure Angel Referral Consulting, Placement and Services. So I'm rushing around trying to handle staff. I'm working with families, and then my own life and new ventures coming to me. And you rush, 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 and you don't take that time to sit down and just calm. Okay. Sometimes you just have to calm. And if you don't calm, then there's issue because we forget in our calming issue, we have to take the time out. God said he's going to carry us. Yes. But we have to allow him to carry us. We can't carry ourselves. We have to allow God to carry us through. No matter what it is, you can be so physically and emotionally drained. That's right. My friend Gwen is on the. You can be so physically emotional drained, not just from running around, but from people. People. My cup says all I need today is a little bit of coffee and a whole lot of Jesus.
Look.
You can be, people are draining sometimes. Yes. And when you're dealing in the business, or if you're dealing at home, work, play, people, you could be at play and people will drain your play.
Oh, don't you just say that? Mm-mm.
That's why we go on vacation. We come back home when we say we need another vacation. But let me tell you, God said he's not going to leave us. He's our comforter. But we got to lean and depend on that comforter like we do that comforter that's on our bed.
Oh, yes, that warmth. Oh.
And that's what he gives us, that warmth. But sometimes we get so outside of ourselves.
Right.
I got to do this. I got to do this. Well, Sally called me. I got to go over here and see about Sally. Oh, goodness, I got to clean my house. One thing I said, when I'm unorganized, just come to my house. It's a mess. Especially the bathroom. I have makeup everywhere, hair everywhere.
Especially
everywhere.
showtime.
So when you are unorganized, your house is going to let you know how unorganized you are. And so we have to have that sense of calming. I like to say I have this app on my phone, and LeBron James he's on there, and he is speaking some calming words, and it was so calming to listen to him because I was just having a rough week going through, and I sat down and I listened to him. I'm gonna pull it up so I can give you all the name of it. And I sat down and I listened to him, and it was so calming, to be such a big guy to have this nice calm voice. But that's what we need sometimes. We need to sometimes have that friend that we could call on naturally so, and say, hey, I need for you to calm me down. Prayer, talk to me, give me something that's going to calm me down. Because a lot of times, if we don't, what happens is spewing.
Right.
All of this stuff is spewing, and what happens, like a volcano, when you come to the end, it's going to explode. Yeah. And let me tell you, you don't want your mind to explode.
No, it's that buildup.
It's the buildup.
Yeah.
It's just like a clogged drain. That drain is not letting anything go through it. You done put all kinds of garbage in that drain that shouldn't be in the drain. Let me stop and say that. We put so much garbage in our brain that should not be in our brain. It's hard to unclog our brain. And it's like that sink. So we clog it up and you use everything you can to unclog it until you get the snake to snake it out. So we have to use something to get it out. So we have to use that thing to get it out, because emotionally, mentally, physically, and let me tell you, some people are drained financially.
Yes.
COVID has put some people out of work.
Yeah.
But the good thing about it is we're creating business. But even creating business, we need that time to reflect and sit back and say, I need to take time out for myself. Right. And I think our first show was about how do you take time out for yourself. So for me, it was just running around this week. I was looking crazy. My bedroom was crazy. Honey, baby, we real.
Look.
My bedroom was crazy. Hair was crazy. I had makeup everywhere. And I had to sit and stop and go, wait a minute. In order for me to get everything else together, let me start at home first. And that's something we don't want to do.
Oh, yeah. That becomes difficult when you gotta unmask home. It's easy to mask home and then go out there and just unmask. It's so easy because you don't have to, look at the world out there and say, oh my gosh, they can see right through me. You go home, you can see right through yourself and say, okay, I don't really want to see this right now.
Right.
So we just gonna overlook this. And I know, like, I had my friend came over and it looked like a tornado hit my house because we was in our former living room. And our former living room was where we were sleeping. We were taking shifts. I mean, everything we were doing in that former living room for Titan. And so it was just like nobody was eating. We was barely drinking water, fluids. Like, we could not focus on nothing but him. And it was like, okay, if we get too tired and it's too draining and we cannot function, he's going to be sitting there by himself like, you did all this to bring me back, and now you can't even lift a finger nor your head to get me together.
Absolutely.
So it's like you have to be able to get yourself together and get yourself back in that mindset. Hey, let me take care of myself. Let me get myself together, because if I don't take care of myself in the proper fashion, then I'm just going to be depleted of everything. I am no good for nobody.
Not even yourself.
Like, we went driving like 3 hours away, me and my husband, and he was like, okay, you can drive first. And I was like, yeah, nope, not gonna happen. I'm still tired. I'm tired. I just couldn't keep my eyes open. Got to where we were going. I'm up. Got back in the car. I'm like, yeah. It just wasn't working. And then finally I was like, you know what? I'm about to sleep. Today, I'm about to sleep. I'm about to get my energy back, because that's what I need. Now I have this little dog running around, and now I have no energy to run around my doggone self. So
first, let's give a shout out to Gwen. Hey, Gwen.
Let me go and put this up here. What she said?
Your surroundings are essentially in need of organization.
Look.
Absolutely.
Including people.
Whoa.
People are included in that statement.
Yes. There's a big word in the dictionary, and it's no. It's okay to say no. And it is. Your surrounding is the essential part of you being organized. Good thought. Way to chime in, Gwen. It's such a good thought, because if our surroundings is a mess, really we are a mess.
Yeah.
We can look good going out there to work or wherever we got to go. We looking good, but then we coming home and we upset or we sad because our home is a mess. That means the inside of you is a mess. There's a such thing. There's hoarders, and when a person starts to hoard stuff, there's some kind of issue going on. Mm-hmm. So if we don't be careful, we wind up getting into these little pockets of being a certain way, and we just leave it instead of trying to figure out, why am I feeling this way?
Right.
Well, around the holidays, people who have lost loved ones, people who are alone, men and women who are single and they want that in life, because I have a story about that, because one time I was single. Well, I'm still single, but I had a mental breakdown because of holidays, and you throw yourself into things that are not good for you. So we have to really, our surroundings, people, let me tell you, if you know you're being drained, don't surround yourself with someone that's draining.
Ooh, taking all your energy.
Because they will take, if you let them, they will suck the life out of you.
They will, with
And
no
so
problem.
we don't want to be having the life sucked out of us. And so
Mm-mm.
we have to learn how to sit down. If you only take 5 minutes and sit down and just close your eyes and woosah, as they say. Put on some rain music. Look.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
mm. If you're not on it, say, in the name of Jesus, Father, I
Exactly.
need you.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it takes to bring you back to that person that you know that you are. Because
Yeah.
if you don't have the strength to get up and go, you will fall into a deeper depression. And
True.
once you begin to allow that the drain of energy to overtake you, it overtakes your body first. Now it's taking your mind. Now everything is just there, and you will find yourself in such a deep, dark place.
Right.
Sometimes some people don't know how to come out of those dark places.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. There's people that do not know what to do to bring themselves out of that dark place. What I found to be helpful was to start to focus not on those things that are not going well,
Right,
but start to focus on yourself. Now,
right,
everything don't have to be going well with yourself to focus on yourself.
right.
You just giving attention to yourself. You know how some people say, I'm taking myself on a date.
Well,
I'm taking myself here. I'm taking myself there. You have to treat yourself even when you're not feeling good. You know,
absolutely.
just to say, you know what, I need to do this for myself. If it's something simple as, let me go get a bucket and throw some hot water in it with some soap and put my feet in it and relax that way. Let's do that because again, you don't need money to make yourself
No,
feel good. And that's what
no.
a lot of people get misconstrued that you need money to do these things. Somebody say, "Oh, I got a pedicure." How did you get a pedicure? A bucket, a doggone water, some soap, you know, like that's what I did. Oh, I scrubbed the bottom of my foot with some baking soda, you know. So
And it's
you get
coming.
creative. Yeah, you get creative with it to say, you know what, I don't have to be rolling in dough just to feel good about myself. You know,
Right.
some
No,
people
you
that
don't.
rolling in all that money
No,
still
no,
got a whole lot of problems in a little bit.
that,
So it's just
no,
taking that
you
time
don't.
out. Yeah.
And speaking of Gwen, me and Gwen talk about all the time how we could get some things done with a little bit of money.
Whew, yeah.
You could do a lot with a little money just to calm yourself. Like she said, do your own pedicures. Maybe you want to just do your nails. For me, I know it's weird. I love to clean. That is so calming for me, especially when everybody's out the house. I will clean and I just feel this calm when my house is smelling good because I love candles. Christmas is
Mm-hmm.
coming, people. I love
Woo,
candles.
candles are nice. I
You know,
like them too.
I love candles, but I light a candle and I love jazz. Anybody that know me know that I love some jazz. Don't get me
Jazz
wrong.
is
I like my
everything.
gospel music. I like opera. I like all that. But when it comes to nobody talking, I just need some jazz. And so I calm myself. I sit, put a candle on, and I sit back. Even reading a book is calming. It don't cost a lot to calm yourself. Um, I want to read this. LeBron James, four-time champion and MVP. I have this app called Calm, and he has a thing on there that said train your mind. We can train our minds to do certain things. God gives us the ability because we have a free will, yay or nay. either you're gonna be all stressed out and be drained, or either you're gonna take it from however, whether it's spiritual, whichever road you want to follow, to just calm. There are some Bible scriptures in there that it will calm you down. You know, it says you have to be content in Philippians. Sometimes we got to be content where we are. And once I get content, that don't mean that I stop moving forward. That means, okay, right now, Lord, I'm here, but I'm not just sitting. I'm yet moving forward. So sometimes we got to be content and thankful where we are, or else our minds take over. We could put too much in our mind. It's like anything. You put too much in your body and in your mind, and it goes on overload. And once it goes on overload,
right,
it's not good. Especially women, because we have children and family, and nowadays you have women head of the household. They're working. The brothers that's out there doing it, thank you. I applaud you. That's holding down your family. I applaud you. But there are a lot of women out there that's holding it down, and it can be stressful. They can't go on date nights, or they can't take themselves somewhere. So what do? Get in the bath. Remember that commercial a long time ago, people my age, Calgon, take me away. Baby, you better put some Dove in that. So Dove, take me away. If you don't have no Dove, go to the 99-cent store. They got some bad stuff and some salt stuff. Take them away. Don't cost you nothing.
Nothing.
How about that? Let me take a sip on that. By the way, of course, this is my medicine ball. I love it.
Well, I'm Folgers with my pumpkin spice creamer, unsweetened creamer. Got to put that out there. So being that we're talking about depletion and being drained, how do let's help the people out of how to recognize when you are getting to that point of being depleted of all your energy, because some people go and it's too late and it's like crash, versus a person recognizing this is where they are and stopping and say, hey, let me recheck. Just like your car, you check the gas. Hey, you get in your car, you look at your gas tank. We good? Can we go? All right, good. So that's the same check you have to do with your body. Every day it can be difficult. There are some days it may not be as difficult as others. So you're like, today was a great day. Even though your day was a great day, still take that time to unwind. I find that when we don't take that time to unwind within that day, it adds to that stress. It adds buildup, So that just a little piece of your mind is going about, oh, what didn't I do at work? Or what did I forget at the grocery store? Or I was supposed to go get something. Those little things can build up. So what we have to train our minds to do, like LAJ said, we got to train our minds to say, hey, I am home. Work is done. I am home. So let me focus on what I need to do here and take those steps to say, okay, I'm working myself down, because sometimes we got to talk ourselves down from work. You get home, you kind of got to gradually, slowly decrease all the work jargon, all those things that you did at work, to say, hey, honey, hey, children, and make it about them. We have, somebody say hello. Thank
Hey, how are you? Nice of you to join us.
Yes.
Good to see you. I was trying to get Gwen to come into the show because she has been in the house for a long time, and for her to share how I'm sure it was draining. I would love for her to share, some of the things that she did. So if you see me looking down, that's what I was doing. We are live, as you know how live is. I was trying to get her because she was making some comments, and being in her position, I don't want to give it away, but being in her position, I know life has been draining for her. And I was sitting there like, okay, where you at?
Yeah.
Look, she always stayed made up and makeup on all the time. So she's always ready. But if she hear me, if she's still listening or watching, I just sent you a link. So let me know if you have it. But who was that? June Goins?
Yeah, was it June Goins? Yes.
Hey, June Goins.
Hey, June. I would say.
Yes.
That's funny. Now look, now I'm looking at the comment like, huh?
Yes, we did have a church in Diboll, Texas. My husband, the late Pastor Renix L. James, was the pastor of Victory Temple Church of God in Christ. We also was member. He also helped assist pastoring. At that time, it was called St. Thomas Church of God in Christ, and it also was Timpson Church of God in Christ. Yes, wow! It has been many years since I've seen y'all. That is what June is saying.
Look, I'm still looking like.
Yes, welcome to the show. Welcome
Thank
to the
you.
show.
Welcome.
Thank you for joining
We
us.
appreciate it.
Please chime in. Please ask questions. Matter of fact, you can give us a topic. As we talk about that. Your dad is Pastor guy. Which church? What church? What church? We are all in another conversation.
Look, because it's our show. And this is what we do. If you were here last week, you would have been up on game already.
And this show really is about living, loving, and laughing, because that's what we do. We want people to talk, because during this COVID, everybody didn't have no one to talk to. Grown people.
Look,
we need grown people to talk to.
Need grown conversations. Look, enough of that. You can talk to your infant as long as you want to.
Look,
the response you're looking for
is not getting it right now. I need to hear some human words. Bark, bark, bark is not getting it.
Not gonna cut it.
Human words. So this little show is just created for us down real home people. Hey, we not rich. Yes. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I got Elder Goins. Absolutely. Elder Goins. Yes. Elder Goins. Yes. Elder Goins. Blessed. So that was June Goins. He was chiming in. His father, the late Elder Goins.
His
we
mother,
all church together. Yes. I know his mom and his dad. It's so good to see. Oh, he has grown up. Oh my God, you guys are getting old. I'm getting
lies.
Hey, what can I say?
I am not getting old. Just like wine, get better with time.
What am I doing with her? What am I doing with her? We're supposed to be talking about Thanksgiving. But you know what? It is thankful that someone that I hadn't seen since they was a child to chime in and let us know that he's still here. He's still out there. Thank you.
Exciting.
Thank you.
Super exciting. So if anybody was, listen to our intro. If you missed our intro, shame on you. Shame on you. Okay. But if you listen to our intro is Ronnie Coleman Jr.
Oh, yes.
So he's in Houston, Texas. So you can go through and find his information because it's in there somewhere. But if you missed the intro, go to him.
I love the intro.
Mother, I can hear your phone ringing.
I'm sorry. Hey, Gwen, I sent you the link.
You see
the show.
And she still didn't mute herself. This is what happens.
No. Did you get into the back?
I cannot. Look, I'm about to mute her. I'm about to mute her. Mute. You see this, guys? Look, let me unmute you now.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Nope, I'm about to mute you back. I muted her back. See, this is what happens, you guys, when you go live. Everything happens. And it's okay. like I said, this stuff is not scripted. In the beginning, yes, this, no. But yeah, for those who are just joining, we are talking about being depleted of your energy, uh, being drained of that energy, being drained of your time. It includes people, it includes going places because sometimes you can go so much and you don't stop, So it can be a multitude of many things when it comes to being drained of your energy. Hey, look,
Yes.
we just shouted out your music, people. This
There's a
right here,
man.
Ronnie Coleman Jr. This
Hey,
man
Ronnie.
right here is the one who is responsible for our intro music.
You need to come
So
on the show.
this is who we just shouted out, and long we go look at him.
Yeah. You need to come on the show. We need to let the people see your face and hear more about your music and all that you're doing.
Yeah, wonderful. Look at God. Won't he do it? Look, you never know who, where, and where. What?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, so we were talking about the depletion of energy
Yeah.
and regaining
Back
that
on task.
energy, and being able to find ways to hone in on focusing on self to where you will be not only good for yourself but good for others.
Right.
And I know Ronnie he has some about energy because he has his businesses with his barber, and then he has his catering business. And then father, husband. So men who know about depletion and know about being busy and stuff like that. So it all goes to that of just knowing when to say no. Like Lady J said, hey, that word no. Look, it's a powerful word. Let me tell you something. I like that word too.
Yeah, and and let me tell you, you can also be depleted in your home. You have mothers that are domestic engineers. Thank you very much.
Yes.
They are at-home moms and they're in the home. People, give them a break. Sisters, brothers, if you have, you see your sister who's at home with the children, or maybe she don't even have children and she just at home. Let me tell you, it can drain you. The
Yeah.
hardest job is a woman that takes care of her home. Domestic engineer. We need Social Security. Matter of fact, we need to get workman's comp.
Look, let me tell you something. This world will go broke off of these stay-at-home moms and dads because the job we do is like no other. Like we
Absolutely.
24/7. We have no off days, even if we wanted one. Even when we're sick, we have no off days because somebody's calling your phone, somebody's knocking on your door, somebody's coming to shake you because
Why you in the bathroom? Why
there's
you in the bathroom?
oh my goodness. Look, dogs don't even give you peace when you're in the bathroom. Like what is this? What is life
You
about?
can't even go to the bathroom or the car. Honey, daddy, honey, where's
Oh, here we
the
go. Look,
The question is, who fills the pitcher after it's filled? All the glasses? Not me.
look, because look, you have some people, they be like, oh, the glasses are, let me go on and give me a cup. And they walk right away while that pitcher is still empty, like, excuse me. I know you done had your glass. Now, can you maneuver yourself to gather all of your being
No,
to
but
fill
but you got to remember the role that my lady played in Harlem Nights when she said, "Is that a swallow? You like a swallow?" Who was that? Was that Della Reese?
Is that the one that got
Why do you leave a swallow in here?
a
You will
swallow?
leave a swallow in a bottle, a little bit, and you go in there to get you some soda or something, and you like one cookie is left in the package.
But that's how they do your life. They would take everything you done filled up, all the goodness you done put out there, They will take that and they will take from it. They won't come back and say, thank you, I appreciate it. Let me fill you back up because I done took your
Absolutely.
energy. I done took something from you. I done took your time. Let me just help you out. No, no, no. What they do, they take and they run. Even you sitting up there like, hey, yo, can you push my car? Can you give me a little something? No, they take it and they run, and that's what we have to watch out for. Those people who take and run. Hey, mom, tell Gwen to try to join in again. Um, they
Okay.
they take and run with what you have given them, and that's what we have to be careful of. Some people are just naturally giving, and that is okay to be naturally giving. But like Lady J said, that word no is a very powerful word because not all the time can you give. Even though our heart is in the right place and we want to give, sometimes while you're giving and you're emptying your bucket and they're filling their bucket up, when you get down to zero and there's nothing there, they don't
Right.
have this bucket. They can take this bucket, they can go build them a house, they can go plant them a garden, they can go do all these things. You done gave them all the tools they need to thrive.
Right.
you know and then you're sitting there like, okay, what do I need to do? What next? That's why
Right.
when you are that type of human being and you give, always remember, still leave a little bit for yourself.
Right.
It's
Right.
okay to give, but still leave a little bit for yourself. Just like that Kool-Aid that some people like to drink. If you have children and you have that favorite drink, beverage, or whatever, food, if you put it in there or you leave it out, it's going to be gone. And about a couple of hours after that, you're going to be hungry. Leave some for yourself. Just leave a little bit for yourself, just so you can say, you know what? I have something for myself. I left a little bit for me now that I can still carry myself over until the next day. Because you just have some people that are just natural givers and that's
and,
all they want to do.
and it's okay. Some people make you will say it's selfish. Sometimes if you're not selfish, you will die because you're giving everything to everybody and you're not receiving anything back.
Right.
Even in God's words tells us we give to him, he's going to give us back. So
Mm.
if we give, we're going to get it back. However we get it. But if you just give physically, you keep giving, and you're not refueling yourself, you are going to run out of gas.
Yeah, right. And so
You,
now not to cut you off, Lady J, but now we are going to add Miss Gwen to our
conversation.
show today. And she's going to share with you all her moments of drainage and how she, gets through her times and how she maneuvers within her life, you guys. So welcome, Gwen Hershey.
Hey, Gwen. What she be? Ah, hey.
Unmute
Welcome
that
to the
mic.
show. Back up a little bit.
Unmute your mic. Where you going? Gotta unmute the mic.
Oh,
She done left the building.
we be having technical. You know what? We haven't became professionals at this yet, and we still working on it. But we just thank God you guys just be in there with
I
us.
know, right? We
I know
appreciate
y'all be
it.
laughing.
Okay, we do. We appreciate
It's like, hey, we're not. We're just doing this. But as she tried to get back in, you know, the Second Thessalonians always tells us. Second Thessalonians 3:3 tells us, but the Lord is faithful, and He will strengthen and protect you from everything. He protects us from everything. He protects us from ourselves
you.
if we let Him.
Yes.
And it says the evil one. Sometimes we do our own self injustice because we won't take that rest. We won't say
Right.
no. And we won't allow a refueling to happen. if you imagine, do you only fill your car up once a week and you driving it every day to work? You drive it from Monday to Monday, you never put gas in it. Somewhere along the way, it's going to run out of gas.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a time where you never do maintenance on your vehicle? Somewhere along the line, you may get a flat tire. You know, it may take a couple of months. These things build up. And it's the same way with
Right.
our body. 1 month, you having a bad month, and the next month is an okay month, but you haven't taken care of the bad month.
Right.
You haven't sat down and said, let me go over what happened last month so I won't fall into that again this month. And so now you had 3 months with the same thing. So
Oh yeah.
you need maintenance. You have to, your body requires maintenance,
Mm-hmm.
physical maintenance,
Yeah.
emotional, mental maintenance. And for those who are having issues in the financially, you have to have this maintenance so you won't be worried about certain things, especially during this time about Christmas and the holidays. Right now, I look at COVID sometimes, it's a blessing because now a lot of us can't go out and spend all that money we once spent unless you order from Amazon.
Ooh,
You
hit that
know,
like and love button if y'all been on that Amazon though.
Amazon was at my door every day almost. But it's given another way of living, another sense of living. And so how are you going to spend your Thanksgiving? Okay, who's doing all them big turkeys and all them hams and all that,
Hmm.
all the greens? I'm going to do something small. Why? Because I can't have a lot of people in the home, but it doesn't mean I can't have a Thanksgiving.
Right.
But we still have, even in that, a lot of people have these big dinners, and people are rushing and they're trying to get everything right. And by the time they cannot even enjoy the Thanksgiving dinner because they are
Hmm.
so tired, they have prepared, they have did everything for everyone else. They're the last one getting dressed, and they may eat and they may not. So we have to take time out and say, no, right now, let me get myself together. Right now, I'm
Right.
resting. Leave my bathroom door alone. Go away.
Hmm. Ooh.
We have to do these things, ladies and gents. We
Yeah.
have to take care because if we don't, we will drain out. And drain out will cause a mental breakdown and
Ooh.
break out.
Mm.
Some people, there's a saying that, you could be broken. I've been broken.
Yes.
You know what? But I also have to put it back together. Somebody may
Hmm.
break a piece off of me, but I can't just let the whole thing make me crumble.
Right.
So, in order to keep from crumbling or in order to keep from exploding, we have to look at it and just not say, "Oh, I'm tired. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it." No, take that moment out and say, "You know what? I need a break right now."
Yeah.
Even on your job, they give you a mental day. In my profession, you get a mental day. I take it all the time. I'm the boss.
Yeah. I was watching TikTok and it was of a young lady who has bipolar disorder. And she was always, she's always doing her content on TikTok and everything. And she had posted a video of her moment of when she was just breaking. And she was like, this is just how my day is. And she said at first she tried to go through each day and try to shake it off and didn't want to talk about it and things like that because you never know how people will respond.
Mhm.
And she just was like, this is just one of the days where I'm broken and this is just what it is. And people have to know that it's okay to be broken. Okay. Because anything that's broken can always be fixed. You
Mhm.
know, those pieces can be meticulously put back together and it may be put back and create something even more beautiful than when it was broken.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So it is definitely okay to be broken because I've had, oh my gosh, I've had many broken moments, and it was only, you know, what I could say, just God and the support of my family to be able to say it's okay. You know,
Right.
say let's lift you up, because it's okay to be broken. It's okay to feel these many different things. You know, this is life, and you're not perfect. You're not superwoman, even though, you know, your children may think you are, because you just keep going and you give them everything. And even though your husband or your wife or whomever may think you're superwoman or superman, because you can constantly keep going. But it's okay to just say, I cannot right now. Not saying that you will never. It's just say, at this
This
moment, at
moment.
time, I am not in the mind space to be able to do the things that are being asked of me.
Right.
And
But
sometimes more people have to be able to say that. It's okay to say,
right.
you know what? I just don't have it right now. I don't. It's okay.
Right. And the thing about when you're broken and they put you back together, there's cracks. But we all have cracks. We all have
Yeah.
cracks. So we're not, people, this cup has cracked. When you put it back together, it still has some flaws. It still has
Mm-hmm.
something. So we all have cracks because we're not perfect. We all have cracks. We have not reached that point yet. We have not gotten there yet. So we all have cracks. And so because we have cracks, we have to recognize it and admit to ourselves. We have to own, look, I am messed up. I'm broken
Yes.
and I need to be put back together a little bit. But in order for me to put myself back together emotionally, I need to take some time out. I've learned, people ask me, where are you this weekend? You
She
know,
taking that time out.
I take time out. I do. I go to a hotel. I go to one of my favorite hotels, anyway. I don't know,
Oh
but I
gosh.
love this particular hotel. I love it. They have indoor swimming pool, all of the stuff that I like. Not all of them, but I love it. And I get away. And sometimes I'm like, you know what? I need to go and think. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
I can't think in my room because my room's a mess. I got shoes and purses and I'm like, oh no, okay, I come back to this later, but let me go away, get this mind together, and come back, and I can straighten that out. So it's amazing what we could do for ourselves if we just take the time out to do little things. Take the time out for yourself, ladies. Take the time. I'm talking to young women. When I was in college and even in school, I had what they call test anxiety,
Mm-hmm.
and I would study, and still fail the test. So I would have to take a time out. I have to sit back. And in between my studying period, I couldn't force myself. I have it, I got it. That's the way I have to do. Meanwhile, while I say that, please pray for my daughter Kiana. She's gonna be taking the test tomorrow, so let us keep her in prayer. Okay. But so that would really send me into a frenzy because I would get so nervous, sweaty palms, all of this, and the tests haven't even gotten there yet. So I had to take time out. I had to take time back out from studying because I was just piling it in, and then I do it. It was so much I could not concentrate. So sometimes you have to take that break in the midst of life challenges.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the midst of the challenge, sometimes you have to stop to figure it out.
Yes.
You have to stop to figure it out.
Yeah.
Because like we are in a challenging time now. We're in a challenging time, and when you look at the news, there's so much going on with the presidency, the coronavirus, with shootings and different things going on. These are challenging times, and just for me, sometimes to look at it, I'm like, you know what? I'm so tired of looking at all the devastation,
Yeah.
all the sadness that is on the news.
Mm-hmm.
And it will get to you. And it is draining sometimes. So I just turn the TV off. I just turn it off. Give me
Yeah.
somebody I can laugh at. Give me a show I can. I mean, look. I went all the way back to Fresh Prince. Look at something that's going to keep me laughing. But
Right.
it's so much going on. We have to support each other. So pull on that other person, girl. I am drained. These people have just drove me crazy.
Mm-hmm.
well, baby, take a time out. Get in your
Yeah.
car, drive to Malibu. My niece wanted me to drive to Malibu today, but I wasn't able because I had the show. But come to Malibu. You know, we have places just in it. Go walk in the park. Wonderful feeling.
And do something. I know
Something,
I
something.
look, what was it? I think it was yesterday because I was still tired. Yesterday I had the migraine. I'm still tired and all that other stuff. And my girlfriend called me. She said, Trina, what you doing? And I was like, on my way home. And she was like, what are you doing when you get there? Probably sleep. And what do you got planned later? I was like, nothing. She was like, okay. And she came to the house. When she came to the house, I was out like a light. And she came and she had this big old cup of ice cream from this place called Culver's. And I'm so complicated when I get my, frozen treats from Dairy Queen or whatever. I always have to have like the strawberry cheesecake mixed with like a pumpkin spice, mixed with like Snickers or whatever, right? And she brought it. She was like, I don't remember everything you had in it, but here you go. And we get like these little kids like, yay! Because, it was just like, oh, this feels great. And took that and we took a walk around the block. And it was just that little piece, that little moment that says, you know what, everything's gonna be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you do have those people that are there to pick you up when you have fallen or pick you up when you are tired and you can't hold yourself up. So sometimes we do have to utilize that. And that's another thing too. People have a hard time with asking for help.
Yes. Yes.
And that is definitely
Right.
something that is
Right.
necessary
Yes.
because, a lot of people are, what's the word? Prideful.
Prideful.
And they
Absolutely.
don't want to be looked at as weak or all these other things. And so they don't ask for the help because they're like, well, I can do it. Well, look, I'm going to tell y'all right now. I'm quick to call my friends. Hey, today I just cannot. Okay. I cannot today. So can you come and help me so I can? Because today I just can't. So you have to be able to lean on your friends and your family. When your friends or your family are truly like, call me, let me help you, take them up on that offer. You'll find out if they really don't want to help you. You tell me you're gonna help me, I'm gonna be like,
Okay.
oh,
Right.
remember when you said,
Right.
are you if I need some help? Well, hello, I need
And
some
that's
help.
when you have those girlfriends that God sends into your life, and they may not have talked to you all week or a month, and they call you and they know you or not. Hey, I was just thinking about you. You need anything?
Yes.
Yes, I need for you to just really uplift me and encourage me right now because I'm about to go. I'm about to go pray on somebody up in here.
Ooh,
You hear me? And we have those
yes.
moments. I don't care how prim and proper you may be. You have a moment.
Yes, I know I do.
You will have. Let me tell you, you are gonna have a moment. I don't care who you could be, the Queen of England. You're gonna have a moment. But when you have your moment, it's how you have your moment.
Yes.
You know, 'cause I have some moments, but I quit on you in a minute. Hey, I ain't got time. Bye. I ain't got time. But it's
Mm-mm.
how you have your moments when you are having your moment.
Right.
And so that's what you have to learn. Like when I was reading LeBron James' book, how you train your mind, how you be able to sit down and you sit down and say, okay, this is too much right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let me come in like Trina G said. You come home from work, train your mind to come in and sit down for about 5-10 minutes before you start doing things. When I had the children at home, they were running. The dad come home and and I said, wait a minute, give him a few minutes.
Want a
He
bomb
been
rush?
he been messing with troops and church people.
Ooh,
Give him a few minutes, and
yeah.
so that few minutes takes a lot. So I understand why some people before they come home they may go somewhere and sit down just to sit in a chair before they come home. I understand why some people may say, let me go and have a glass of wine before I go home, because I know when I go home, everything is going to be on again. So I understand why some people sit in the car when they get home in the driveway just to take a moment to relax their mind. And I like listening to opera or a soft jazz, just something that's coming for me when I come from work or whatever it is I'm doing. So we have to train our mind. As soon as you get in that car, you know you are up, especially when you're dealing with behaviors. You up. I know how to bring myself down on that. So as people that's out there, you know, find something that fit you, that's gonna keep you from draining out, especially these holidays.
Right.
Especially the holidays.
Yeah, I always say be intentional.
Yeah.
Be intentional with making time for you. Be intentional when you come in the house to, like
Absolutely.
they say, take that 5 or 10 minutes to kind of unwind from work before you go right into home. You have to be intentional with your actions and be purposeful with them, so therefore you can start to see uh, different changes in your mood,
Absolutely.
your emotions,
Absolutely.
and how you look at your day to day. Because when you start doing that, you're being intentional with that. You're being intentional to be happy.
Right. Do
So
it on purpose.
yes, you definitely want to do
Yeah.
that on purpose. You want to, like, I'm being purposeful in my actions because I want my actions to sow me goodness. I want my actions to bring me happiness. I want my actions to bring me light. Now, not all the time will we have light and have happiness, but the fact that you're being intentional and
Right.
making it your purpose to do it on purpose
Absolutely.
makes it a big difference.
Yeah.
Makes it a big difference. And I say it from just, doing it myself. Like I tell anybody, I would tell myself and do it myself before I tell clients or anybody else to do it. I'm gonna do it first and see what
Yeah.
goes on. Now it may not be for everybody, but before I give that advice or anything, it's like I tried it. So I
Right.
went through it, I've tried it. So I'm telling you what worked for me. And hopefully it can work for you. And if not, we can find something that's just for you. We can,
And it's good. Education and learning these things is good. But
yeah.
experience is also even more so better, because now that I may have anxiety, or I may have had certain things in my life, I have experienced that, and I can share with someone
Right.
how I came out of it, how I came out of being drained out, how
Right.
I came out of being depressed, how so when people, you listen to people,
Hmm.
because maybe they don't have a degree in it, but they have a degree in life
Right.
lessons, and they could tell you, this is what I did when I burnt out. Most of us burn out.
Yes.
Most human beings burn out. Even
Yeah, we do.
animals will burn out. You see, you could call and they look at you like, not
Oh,
today, Bill, not today.
they are so disrespectful because they do that. They do. They have no problem with looking at you and being like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
move.
yeah.
You want
So
me to move? Nah, nah,
no,
not
I'm not
happening."
moving today. So,
Yeah,
and that's how we have to be.
yeah.
I'm not moving today. The one thing I loved about um, my husband when he was alive was that I always took a vacation. Now, we wasn't rich by no means. And he would put a sign on the door and say, your mom is in Hawaii or she's in the Bahamas. And I love that. And the kids went, nope, she's not here. And so I took advantage of that time. Even though I wanted to know what was going on in the house, what they doing. I hear him running around. He was like, I got it. I got it. Now his I got it. But he was like, I got it. And I'm like, okay. Now I would come out a couple hours later and I'd be like, oh God, look at my house. Kids got food everywhere, stuff they're eating that I would never give them to eat. But the thing that he did, he said, I got it. And so I had to be okay with him saying, I got it, and go in the room and relax. What we don't know how to do, ladies, is when our mates and our husband tell us they got it, we tend to say, Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna be in the room, but if you need me, but if they tell you, honey, I got it, take their word, and no matter what you walk out to, the hurricane may have hit the house when you come out the bedroom. Take that time to relax. Take that time to gather your strength back, because yeah, you're gonna need it when you come out the room because your house is gonna be a mess.
Oh, you're definitely gonna need that. You need to have all the calm,
Yeah,
all the calm when you come
yeah,
out
because the
because
house was a mess. I
I've
had six of them, and
definitely
it was a mess.
I definitely experienced that. It's like, oh, when dad is in charge, they like it's dad. It's dad's
Look,
in
they
charge.
can eat cake. Remember that Cosby show? Give us the chocolate cake for
Oh,
breakfast. You know, dads do all kinds of crazy stuff. Just a bit. Oh, here, go get the cookies. And we don't care. Go get this. You know, and the moms are coming in seeing cookies and chicken up under the bed, and you're like, okay, but take the break. You
yeah.
know, ladies, take the break. Excuse me. Husbands, mates, whatever, partners, if your partners say take the break,
Take
take
the
the
break.
break. Don't worry
Mm-mm.
about what's going on in the next room. Go take your break. It'll
Yeah.
keep you from draining out. It will. Let me tell you. I know. Because if you drain out, you're going to explode. You're going to beat up everybody. The snake, the cat, the dog,
Everybody getting it.
the
We don't
lizard,
discriminate. Everybody.
the lizard. You're gonna be fussing at throwing everybody up out the house. You know,
Look, the
everybody.
bird, the lizard,
Everybody.
the
And
fish.
if you have a little roach, it's gonna have to
Oh
go.
Lord Jesus, she said roach.
We don't have those. But I'm just saying,
Let's say a
you know.
prayer for those who do. All right. I
You know,
can't. I can't do
take
myself.
the time. And we often say they don't know what they're doing. The husband don't know what they're doing. Well, he's your husband.
He
Or
know
he's
what
the
he
man.
doing.
If he said, honey, go take a break, run. Don't
You
ask no questions. Exit stage left and go take your break.
look, pick that bag up. Like you said, do what? Hold on. Wait a minute. Grab that stuff real quick.
My mama have a name for some of those bags. If you want to get away, and grab you one of them little bags and what you say? I can go and
Look.
be like Fred and be like Wilma and Betty. Get
Shoot.
out, because we need it. I mean, it's funny, but it's
It's so
not funny
true.
when you're going through it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not funny
Look,
when you're
make
going through
light
it.
of it now because we've been
Yeah.
through it.
No, we've been through it. You make light of it and see, she's been through it at her age. Of
Oh
course, I've been
gosh.
through it, and we still go through it.
Yes.
Just because you learn the essence of how to do it doesn't mean you're not going to go through it again.
Right. Right.
You're going to go through it again, but this time you're a little better. You better prepared
Right.
and how to handle it. Sometimes.
That sometimes, yeah, you definitely. I could definitely say I remember going through some things when I was newly married, and I would always tell my mom, we didn't see you and dad argue, we didn't see the disrespect, we didn't see none of that. So you guys didn't show us what to do if we felt that we were being disrespected in any type of way. Our disrespect, you raise your tone. We have a whole issue. Like, what are you doing? So I remember telling my mom, like, we didn't know what that looked like. So to me, the raising the tone was, hey, I'm about to get with you. I'm about to be on the same level you are on at this moment. And I may take it up a notch 1,000 or so.
Oh, they do. No, they do.
So
No,
and
they do.
and it was so funny because I did it in front of my mom. I didn't care. Mom, anybody, I didn't care who was there. Everybody's gonna see it. Look, this is my moment. And so I'm about to have my moment. And everybody, you guys are about to see my moment right now. And so I remember my mom, she didn't say anything to me at that moment. She wrote a letter. She wrote a letter, and the letter detailed how she felt about my moment. And I'm like, well, you didn't tell us how to deal with this stuff. Like, we didn't see it. So what did you expect us to do? You know?
And all of them
Extra
have
much.
their moments. And they never seen the moments. And then I thought to myself, now they did see us being loving and kind. Not that we didn't have our moments. No, we had our moments, but we just didn't show the kids. And man,
Look, created a monster now. Look,
they
we're gonna give it
just
some moments.
man, they have given moments. Wow. I'm just so
Look,
yeah, I'm good at writing letters.
she is.
So when I go visit my girls and my son and my daughter-in-laws and all my son-in-laws, I leave letters. I leave letters. And the letters are to encourage them. And so she's right. I'll write it in a nice little letter. And everybody gets a letter. Everybody gets a letter. You know.
Yeah.
And so now they know that, oh, we're gonna get a letter. Now they could get a long text. But but no, I leave the letter because the way they're doing their homes, that's the way they do it at home. But when I see certain types of behavior, I'm like, oh no, we are not doing that. Oh no.
Mhm.
Our last name is James. Our last Titan! Yay! Look at Titan.
Yeah,
Hey my grand
baby.
fur baby. That's my grand fur baby.
He wanted to be nosy, so
Hey Titan.
hey, give him something to be nosy about. See the people.
So he's feeling better.
Yes.
But they have taken moments to another level. So I leave that letter. And I'm one of those mothers or mother-in-laws. I don't get involved. You
She
know,
does.
I don't get involved in my children's relationships or marriages. But if I see something that I believe that my children know that they wasn't raised, I'm going to mention it. Now, what they
Mhm.
do with the information is on them. But one thing about in a marriage, when you begin to raise your voice and yell and call names, there's some issues, and that is draining.
Mhm.
Marriage can be draining if you don't use the proper tools, as such, communication. And
Yes.
that's in any relationship. You have to communicate what you're feeling.
Yes.
But on the other end of that, that person have to hear you. He has to or she has to hear what you're saying. And so often I hear, well, she's not listening. Well, he don't listen. Well, we already know men are from Venus and men are from women are from
Mars.
Venus and men are from Mars.
Mhm.
So we talk on a total different dialect.
Right.
And we're saying the same things, but just different. And so
Right.
therefore no one's listening. So because she don't understand something and she's asking you a question, oh, she's nagging. Well, no, it's not so much she's nagging, she's trying to get an understanding. So
Mhm.
so all relationships is a job. And marriage can be draining. Marriage can drain you to divorce. And then
Mhm.
you wind up thinking, well, why did we get divorced? Over a bill? Over because he didn't, so it's so much that goes into you being drained. And so we just don't want to look at it as something simple or something we shouldn't pay attention to. We need
Right.
to pay attention to when we are being drained. We need to pay attention to our bodies. Your
Right.
body will let you know, hey, it's time for you to shut down. Because if you don't shut it down, God will.
Yeah.
He
That's so
gonna shut
true.
you down. I'm
Yep.
telling you.
It's gonna hit you hard too. Ooh.
Now he gonna say, "Now I done told you to go over there and sit down somewhere."
Mhm.
And you done heard him say it. Okay, you keep running. Next thing you know, you in the bed somewhere because he done said, "I done told you, I got this.
Right.
I'm gonna give you rest when you need it." And let's take that rest period that God gives us. Let's take it to heart. Rest.
Yes.
God rested. He knew he had created a lot. He said, "Look, I'm
Mhm.
tired. Look here."
Look, he created all of y'all attitudes, all of y'all personalities. Oh, y'all pickiness. He created all that. Shoot, I'd be tired too.
So, just take time out.
Definitely.
Take time out.
It's definitely worth it.
You know, go in there and dress yourself out like you going somewhere and go to your living room.
Oh, you know what? When COVID first hit, we were so used to going out or whatever, and so me, my sister-in-law, and our daughters, we got dressed up and we went to Club Griffin. And let me tell you something, Club Griffin was popping. Music was on point, food was good. Ooh, yeah, and then they had backdrops. You could take pictures. Yes, that's what we did.
Oh,
So
I went to Miss J's backyard barbecue.
so
Yeah,
we did
that's what
that,
I was
and
doing.
we took pictures, we danced, we did all of that because it was just like, this is not going to stop us from having
No.
fun. This is not going to stop us from enjoying ourselves. You always got to find unique and different ways to keep it
Yes.
spicy, even in relationships. Find them unique ways, people. Look now, stop doing that traditional mess. I'm saying, stop doing that traditional mess. Do something different. People get tired of the same old flowers, candy. How often you gonna send flowers and candy? All right, do something different. Just don't bring no rocks, cause then you might just get them thrown at you. But I'm just saying.
Let me tell you what I did different. I was in school and I was finishing up school. This was back in the 80s, 90s. I had all the kids and their father was coming in and he would come in late. And I knew I would be tired. So I got a Lunchable, it had M&Ms in it. I took a Lunchable and I set it on a nice little platter with a candle in the middle. It had everything he liked on it. And when he walked in, it was lit. And he was like, "Man, that's so nice." Because we couldn't find time. So we have to find that moment. Because I know being in the military and pastoring a church, it's burnout. And so
Mhm.
a Lunchable, imagine it had the turkey, it had the crackers, it had the candy,
Lunchables be
it
hitting.
had the
I
cheese.
don't care what nobody says.
And it was he appreciated it. So because that I had that thought, because they come in, they're tired. And the same thing.
Yeah.
Do something different. I'm single. I'm by myself in the sense where I don't have a mate, but I made my backyard my sanctuary. Man, I have my tables, I have my jazz going, I have food sometime. But that is my place where I like to go. And it was nice. And I could go out there and just chill. And it was very nice. So you have to find that thing, be creative.
Yes.
COVID has made so many people creative. Be creative in your home. Be creative. I like to dance around here. Nobody's looking. I don't know what I be, but I be dancing. Something I be dancing. So be creative by yourself.
Yes.
I'm not by myself. You know what I mean when I say that? No, I don't have a partner or mate or anything. I'm not by myself though. I got all of me. And I'm going to enjoy all of me without drain out.
Yes.
I'm going to do that.
Yes.
So, and I love it. And,
Yes.
I one day God may bless me with a husband, but I love that I have found ways to keep myself going. Now, it has not always been that way. Let me tell you, I had a rough time in the beginning um, dealing with it, dealing with his death, and you know, I had a real rough time. But I had to learn that take before COVID, I would go to the movies by myself. I would do anything that would keep me going, and that's what we have to do because you could drain out of life. Let me tell you, you don't want to drain out of life. God didn't put you here to drain out of life.
Mm-hmm.
He has something for each and every one of us to do. And the thing is, it's ask, seek, and knock. You got to ask somebody. You got to seek somebody. And you got to knock. And when you knock, God opens the door.
Well,
So
come on, somebody.
he opened that door. But you got to open your mouth and say, look here, I'm tired.
There you
Listen,
go.
I'm not cooking today. There's some tuna, there's some peanut butter and jelly.
Every man for themselves.
You got to do that, ladies. You have to do that, gentlemen.
Yes.
You know, even Ronnie Coleman, while you're creating all this good music.
And food, which by the way, I'm still salty. I'm just putting that out there, you know.
Salty about what?
Cause you didn't see the pictures he be posted about the catering and the food and the oxtails and the good. Oh,
Uh-oh.
you have to go to that page.
I'm sorry, Ronnie, I haven't seen the food.
So we have a question. Let's pull up the question.
What if you're by yourself and your husband don't want to bother you with?
Don't want to be bothered with you? Then what do you do?
Oh,
Well,
girl, kick it to the curb. No.
I can't.
No.
uh,
No. That's going to be a difficult question. That's a long answer.
right.
If you have a husband, he doesn't want to be bothered with you, then you need to sit down and find out what it is that he don't want to be bothered with.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say he doesn't want to be bothered with you, what are you saying? Bother with you intimately? Bother with you going places? But what is actually, if you could kind of expand on your question, because if he doesn't want to be, we could take that so many ways.
Right.
Yeah,
That's many
if he don't want
directions.
to be bothered with you intimately, that's something. If he don't want to be bothered, you just don't want you, period, don't want to have nothing to do with you. Well, I say you need to go seek counseling in God, because right now there's an issue. Because I think any man that has gotten married and he says he don't want to be bothered with his wife, baby, I ain't gonna tell nobody to leave their mate, because I don't want you telling me to leave mine. However, seek counseling.
What did you say? Ask, seek,
And knock.
look.
Because personally, I would sit down and talk to my husband. Okay, why isn't it that you don't want to touch? I always go back and refer to movies. I remember Jill Scott and Why Did I Get Married Too? And her and her husband was going through some issues. And she said, you are not talking to me. You are not touching me. She went there. She was, look here. You're not talking to me. You're not touching me. Hold up, brother. What is wrong with you? And so that will make you feel a certain kind of way. And so before you take it to that level, you have to sit down. Okay, what is it about me? You're not talking to me. You're not touching me. You're not looking at me. You're not doing anything with me. What is it? And so you have to find out the root of why he's not doing it.
Right.
If he's willing to open up and communicate that to you, once you find that out, and maybe then you could go and work on the next step. But if you don't know, you asking what to do if your husband don't want to be bothered with you. Well, I don't know, because I don't know in what area you're talking about.
Yeah, because it can come to where you may feel like he doesn't want to be bothered with you versus them verbalizing that they don't want to be bothered with you. So that does make a difference, because if they're verbalizing they don't want to be bothered with you, then you have to look in what context are they saying they don't want to be bothered with you.
Absolutely.
Because again, it can be many different ways to take that. So if they verbalize it, then, you got to ask the questions of what is it that you don't want to be bothered with, or what do you mean by that statement? And if they're not verbalizing it, but you feel that they don't want to be bothered with you, that's when you go ask the question, hey, is everything okay? Because it may not necessarily be you. It may be that they may be dealing with something, and that is not that they don't want to be bothered with you, but they're just trying to figure themselves out for that moment. Because, our mates do take that time out to say, hey, I need to figure myself out. And it may come off as if they don't want to be bothered with anybody, but doesn't mean that they don't want to be bothered with you. So
And
it's
you have to remember, they take a longer time to process certain things. So when you
right.
come to them and say, well, what's wrong? And you know how we are. We'll sit there, wait for the answer.
Oh yeah, you're not gonna get it like that.
You're not going to get it like that. You got to give him time
Mm-hmm.
to process, because it may be like Trina G said, it may be something that is with him and not necessarily you. And
Correct.
then you may feel it and think it's put towards you, and it's not. But this is where communication is key in
Yeah.
any relationship. So therefore, if you feel in this way, then you should say, honey, whatever your name, honey, baby, we need to have a talk. You know, I've
Right.
been feeling lately like you don't want to be bothered with me. Is there an issue? What's going on? Even though, have I done something that I don't know that I've done? Because sometimes we can do things and we don't mean to do them. It's not intentional, but we'll do it and it'll come off a certain way and they will take it a certain way. So you have to acknowledge that you may do certain things that may come off a certain way and it's not intentional, but they may not know that. So when you communicate, you have to speak a plain English language to
Right.
your mate. If you speak English, if you speak Spanish, you have to speak plain
Right.
Spanish to your mate so that they can understand where you're coming from. So a lot of times I know women, we think we're speaking a different language and they're speaking a different language. They
Right.
are, but in that instance, where we would have to know where in the relationship you feel that he doesn't want to be bothered with you, because a lot of men don't want to be bothered with some women excuse me,
Mm-hmm.
intimately, but they could work with them,
Right.
they could live in a house with them, but they don't want to be bothered with them intimately. So
Right.
you have to kind of bring the question to, without, if you don't want to put your business out there like that, but bring it to where we could give a more decisive answer, definitive answer, because
Right.
that's really broad. Like I said, he may not want to be intimate with you, but other areas he's okay, or
Mm-hmm.
he may be intimate with you, but in the other part of it, he does not want to be that. So that's like roommates. You know,
Right.
it's someone, I don't have to deal with you intimately, so you don't even have to cook for me. You don't have to clean for me. We're just roommates.
Yeah.
So
Now there was a question. I don't know if they're saying both of them have the same interest or both of them do not have the same interest. So can you put the question in there again and to make sure we're seeing it right? If both of you have the same interest or both of you do not have the same interest, because if it's both of you have the same interest, maybe you need to do some things differently. Because
right,
sometimes when it's something repetitive, sometimes you need to change it up. And then
yes,
if you don't have the same interest, then sometimes you need to find that common, Natalie, common ground to
right.
say, hey, you like this, I like this. Let's see how that works together. So, it can go both ways with that.
And
Um,
you have to remember, we are all not going to like the same things.
right,
So
right,
when you're in
right.
a relationship, say like, I like the ballet, and my mate may like hard rock concert. There have to come to a time where I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to try. I may not like it, but I'm going to go. And I give you that example. I don't fish. Oh no,
Oh, I would love to fish.
I
Look,
don't fish. But
I
my
like to
husband
clean
was
it
a
and cut
fish. He loved to fish, and he knew I didn't like fish because I don't like the little slimy stuff.
it.
And so he wanted to fish, and he wanted to take the kids fishing, and he always wanted me to go. And I was just like, oh my goodness, I don't like fishing. And so what I would do, I would take a book or something,
She
and
sure
I would
would.
go. And I would go read. I'm there with him. And then eventually he taught me, I'm not good at the fishing terms, where you just throw it out.
Cast.
Huh? He told me he told me I would be a good bass fisher, because all I wanted to do is throw the thing out there and sit there. I just want to throw it out and sit. And then when something got on there, I do that and I give it to him. But we have to learn to try to enjoy some of the things they like. I
Yeah.
have a cousin that she said she didn't like car racing, but her guy liked car racing. So she went to the car race with him. in support of it. So to make relationships work, there have to be a compromise. It can't be all about what I like,
Right,
or what
right.
he like. Learn these things before you get into the relationship. Please, because it's not all about, again, what you like. He may like tomato, you may like tomato. And if you
Mm.
let it go long enough without a good understanding, that will break a relationship.
Oh, that would definitely fester.
Yeah. So you don't want it to fester. So we have to find out what is it, sit down and say, these are the things I like. He needs to sit down and make his list. These are the things I like. And you guys have to come to a compromise. It's all about compromise. It's all about you giving 100 and he's giving 100. I don't
Right.
believe 50-50. It's all about I give my 100, he gives his 100, and together. But you have to know what it is. You can't read his mind.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, not liking the same interest is okay. I find even though you don't like the same
Right.
interest, you can find out new things. That's
Right.
my thing. It may not be your cup of tea, but then you're gonna learn something that you didn't know. You
Right.
know, I found myself like I played games before I
Yeah.
met my husband. I played video games before I met my husband. We grew up with the Atari and the Sega and the Nintendo. We grew up with those things. So
Yeah.
um as I got older, I got my own system. I started with the Xbox or whatever. I love the driving games or whatever. Um but then when I met my husband, there was other type of gaming that he was into. It wasn't necessarily my cup of tea, but I sat back and I was like, let me just watch or let me try something just to see if I like it or not. You know,
Mhm.
because sometimes you never know if you like it or not if you never try it. That's just like a food. Like if you don't try it, how you know if you like it or not? You may not like the
Right.
name. You
Right.
know, like for instance, chitlins. Yeah, chitterlings. No.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a no-go. Don't like the smell. No, I'm not. It smell nasty. I may not taste it. Okay, but that, like, I don't like. We're not even gonna do that. We're not even gonna go there. So, but if you don't know if you like something, try
Right.
it to
Right.
see if it's your cup of tea first or your cup of coffee. Um, try that first to see if it's something that you can learn to say, you know what, I can do this, because not all the time from the outside, just looking at it, it may look disinteresting, but when you, in the hindsight of things, when you actually take the time to look at what it is and take the time to say, you know what, I do want to know more. It's not my cup
Mhm.
of tea, it's your cup of tea, but let me learn more about what it is that you like
Absolutely.
to see if it is for me or not. Because
Absolutely.
just because you're learning about what they like doesn't mean that you have to do it. It's just saying that I'm willing to try to see what it is that you're interested in.
And be supportive.
Yeah.
Be supportive of it. It's a lot of things that I didn't like. Um, I was married to a Marine. I didn't like a whole lot of stuff. But you learn. And
Yeah.
I played sports, a lot of them. But as I got older, I was more into my children. And then there was football and basketball. And so this was something that I prefer not. Look, I don't have to sit there and watch it, every Sunday, every Saturday. But then I found that his love for the sport, every once in a while they want you to sit in there and you may not know what's going on. Oh, for a long time I was like, well, what is that? And he would look at me like, will you just be quiet and watch the game? But I wanted to know what I was watching. I wanted to know what this meant. I wanted to know. But the mere fact that I was there sometimes, he liked the idea that I was there. So even in that, ladies, those of you
Mhm.
who are in relationship and you may not like football, let's just say football, baby, go put you on a jersey
Look. Ha.
and put you on some pumps and sit in that living room.
Look, we know how to dress now. Go on and
Sit
get
in,
you
sit
that
in,
bird. Go on
sit in
and
that man
get
cave with
on.
your jersey on and some pumps. Sit in there with your jersey on and put on some nice, cute little sneakers and hey. Mm,
Look.
I bet you he pay attention. But make it interesting. Don't, make it your own. You
Yeah.
may not like football, but I tell you what, I'm gonna sit in here with my baby and I'm gonna watch football. Make it cute. Make it
Mhm.
cute. Maybe you want to fix some little hors d'oeuvres,
Yeah.
finger foods. Okay, he's watching the game. I'm gonna fix this and I'm gonna bring it in here to him. Here, honey, and sit there with him and watch the game. So we have to make it to where they saying, okay, yeah, I know she don't like football, but look, she brought me some snacks and she's sitting here looking all cute in her jersey and her socks. I didn't say no pants.
Well, let me tell you something. I'm gonna look good in them pants too. So, like I said, it's gonna be many
Keep
different
it sexy.
things. Yeah, it's gonna be many different things that people are gonna be interested in that you may not be interested in. But it is finding what you do have in common. Like, not everything will I just sit in there and just sit with them and watch because I don't want to. I'll make that known. Like, I don't wanna watch that. Not my cup of tea. Like, I don't like scary movies. I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm not ashamed.
They
I
didn't
don't
watch
like
it.
scary movies.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, we didn't
So
watch
when
it.
he wants to watch a scary movie, you can watch it by yourself. So so you have those things. Like, normally I was like, I'll try to watch a scary movie, but we have to watch cartoons right after. Okay. I need to get all that stuff out of my head and watch some cartoons or whatever. But
Put
but
forth the effort.
yeah, but sometimes it's okay to, if they like something you don't like, that is fine. It is totally fine. While they're watching something you don't like, you go watch something you do like. The thing is, you can't change what it is that they like, because just like they can't change what it is that you like. So if they're indulging in what it is that they're like, well, go indulge in something you like. If they like watching this, go and watch that. If they
But
like
let
doing
me
that,
say this. If he or she asks you to come in and sit with them and watch it, do so. Even though you don't like it. Do
well,
so. Do so.
look, people, I would have to agree to disagree. Not all
Do
the
so.
time.
It all
Sometimes,
depends on
not
well,
all
it
the
all
time.
depends on how long you've been married.
Yeah,
If
sometimes
you're
I'm
married,
ill.
if I was married a long time. So if you're married as long as I was been married, honey, I don't watch that stuff.
Well, I have not been married as long as you, mother.
I'm not
Okay.
married anymore.
But I mean, I'm saying I have not even got there. But my 14 years of being with this man, look, let me tell you something. If he watching something and I don't like it, I'm not watching it. Okay.
Oh. No,
I'm not
I
watching.
would. I would watch whatever your dad didn't like. I did not like this cowboy stuff he had. It was
You
called
know what?
he read these books and he wanted to watch these cowboys and I was just like, ah. But I sat there and I sat there and I began to realize that it wasn't the picture, it was some of the stories. So I would sit there, even though I didn't care for it, I sat
Mhm.
there. And then after a while, I would say, "Honey, it's I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do whatever I'm gonna do." And but I would sit there for that moment. It maybe it's 15 minutes that you sit there and just the fact that you're sitting there, and then you can get up and say, honey, I have some things to do. We could use that. That thing that we got, ladies. Uh, we could use that thing, honey. I got some things I want to do, and let him finish enjoying it. Because by that time, 15 minutes in, he's not gonna pay you any more attention anyway.
15.
He's
Five
not gonna
minutes
pay.
in.
He's not
5 minutes
gonna
in. It's
pay.
a it's
Yeah,
a it's a done deal. 5 minutes in, they not paying you no mind.
yeah.
It's
So for
over.
me, the problem with being single and doing that is that I don't have to watch anything anyway. So I am gonna have to, whenever that person, that special someone come into my life, I'm gonna have to adapt to. Wait a minute, because I have to adapt to that. I don't have to have the TV on. Why? I have other things to do. But if I happen to meet somebody that's into sports, I like sports. Baseball, I'm all in. Baseball and college football. Roll Tide. Okay, college football and baseball, I am all in. I am so in. So they don't have to, oh, the baseball game, because I'm there. But other sports that they may be interested in, like I know a lot of men are into golf, and I find that now it's the golf and the cigars and Cavassier, all these different things. I'm like, what's the deal with all that? But you have to learn sometime in relationship. Like, okay, no, I don't like this and I don't like it, but let me just see if I can enjoy it. And sometimes when you see your mate is happy, it's just like with women. A happy wife is a happy life, and it goes both ways. When you see your mate is happy and he's enjoying you sitting there with him, just watching something you do not want to watch, sometimes that's all it takes to say, "Oh, he go, okay, I'm cool." But if your mate is over there watching boxing and you hate it, and you sitting there like, I want to be sitting here watching this. Why can't he watch something else? Now you're creating an issue.
Yeah, that definitely, it is a matter of how you go into it. Like if you don't want to watch something, it's easier to vocalize it
Yeah.
in a positive way too.
Yeah.
It don't have to be like, ugh, oh my God. No, like you can be positive, say, oh no, thank you. I don't want to watch that or whatever. But I will say
Not like
this.
that. You see how she just
No,
said,
no, I'm not saying that part.
No.
No, I'm going to the next sentence. But
I
what I would but I would say, if it's an overindulgence and the time is being taken away from you, or you're taking away time from your mate because you're overindulging in something, then that's a conversation that needs to be had, and needs to be say, hey, hun, babe, I feel that you watch or you do this activity so much that I feel like I am not having enough time with you.
Right. You have abandoned me emotionally.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and vice versa. So I think if it comes to that point, a conversation needs to be had if it's in that manner, because to them, they may not think they're doing it that much and it's not a big thing. And then to you, it may be. So again, communication is key to say, hey, this is how I feel. Just because you don't like something don't mean you got to tell them to stop doing that, especially if it's not something that's harming you or themselves. If they're liking something that is not your cup of tea, do not expect them to stop doing what they like to do. Now if they're doing it too much and taking time away, then communicate that and say, this is how I feel about the situation and what can we do to find commonality in that.
And you have to remember that because they don't like it has nothing to do with how they may feel.
Mm-hmm.
In that, so if you don't make it plain and if you don't communicate it, it will cause a problem.
Right.
I can see a problem with that. I could see the issue coming. That, and then here's the thing: if he tells you the reason why he don't want to spend time with you or whatever the case may be, believe him.
Ooh, say it.
Believe him. Don't be rolling around up in your mind trying to think he said something else.
He told me what it
Believe
was.
what he says. So many times we hear it, but we don't accept it.
Mm-hmm.
So if he said, I don't want to offend nobody. If he says, I don't like it because you have gained 20 pounds and I don't want to be intimate with you, believe it. Don't say to yourself, oh, he's just saying that. I've been this way for a long time. How long have he been not wanting to be with you? So you have to listen, and when they say it, believe it. Don't make it out to be something else.
Right.
Believe it. Right. And in that way, once you accept what they're saying, either you're going to try to fix it, or either you're not.
Exactly.
Either you're not. And so if you feel that it can't be fixed, then you have decisions to make. One thing I say, you have decisions to make about your own life. And this is the other thing. Get to know your partner before you get married. I'm not talking about 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, or 40-year-olds. I'm talking about those 50, 60, and above. We're still getting married. People are still getting married at 50 and 60 and older. Believe it, what they say. Young women, believe it. Don't think you could go in there and change anything. You can't. If this man has been 55 and he's been set in his way, coming home, having a cigar, turning on TV, it's going to be hard to change that.
Yep.
But you could add to it.
Enhance.
You can enhance it.
Yes, indeed.
It's the both of you. But when he says, I don't like it that you have gained weight, I've been this size for he's just saying that. No, he's just not saying it, sweetie. Believe what he's saying. Now, it's up to you to whether you want to change that or try to change him.
I think it's very very unhealthy to try to change the person you're with, because I believe when you get with somebody, you're there to enhance and add something to the table. You're not there to change everything about that person, because of what's going to happen. If that person wants to change, they're going to change on their own. If they don't want to change, they're not going to change.
No.
Regardless of what you do or say, they're going to have that will to say, this is what I want to do for me. And I think that's the most healthiest change that you can have. The most healthy change you can have is when that person wants to do it for themselves.
For themselves.
When they want to do it for them, when they do it for themselves, that's going to add to you.
Absolutely.
That is going to add to what you have going on in that relationship when they want to do it for themselves, because that means they're trying to better themselves. And when you better self, you're adding to whomever is with you, and vice versa.
God don't change you.
No.
God don't change you. He gives you a choice. So who are we to try to make somebody change into something that they don't want to change into?
Yeah.
God gives us a choice. We either accept him or we don't.
Right.
And we either have to accept him or her or we don't.
That's that free will.
That's a free will. Hey,
Look.
we have a free will. If you like tall, dark, and handsome and broke, hey, baby, go for it. If you like short, dumpy, go for it. If you don't, and if you don't know what they are bringing to the table, if you don't know that they are maybe an addict to these games, if you don't know that they may be an addict in other ways, and you still marry that joker, and then you still expecting him or her to change, you married that person. There are always red flags before you jump the broom.
There are always
red flags before you jump the broom.
It's
but
about if you don't notice them.
We're using that broom to sweep and not paying attention. Instead of looking at what we're getting ready to jump into, we're sweeping everything up under that carpet and not paying attention. And then 5 years down the road, I didn't know he was like that. Yes, he was like that. I didn't know she didn't know how to cook and she was lazy. Yes, she was lazy and she couldn't cook and he didn't want to work before then. Pay attention to the signs.
Always pay attention to the signs.
Yes.
And even if you're oblivious to even recognizing the signs or whatever, even at that moment, if you just don't know what a sign looks like, okay? That's what you got friends for. Now listen to me. Not those friends who don't give two doggones whether you're happy or you're sad.
Girl, you need to leave them anyway.
Yeah, not those. You don't want those friends. You want the friends that's going to tell you the good and the bad. If you do something wrong, you want them friends to be like, girl, that was wrong. Or my dude, that wasn't it, my guy. You want those people to tell you when you're wrong and when you're not. You want them people in your corner, so when you get into a situation, they're just not going to tell you what you want to hear. They're going to tell you what you need to hear.
What's real.
Yeah. And so also look at that, because, not everybody's going to understand what those signs look like. Not everybody's going to be keen onto this is what I need to do.
Ooh, girl, he's so kind. Ooh,
look.
Girl. Oh, he bought me this. Oh my God. You see what he's driving? Oh, you see, baby, let me tell you.
Look.
I said it once before, that chest become a stomach. What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with it?
Hold it up. You better hold it up. If
that chest become a stomach. Let me tell you, that chest, all that muscle, all them 6 packs, eventually, sometime it becomes a stomach. Are you
Don't
still
drop.
gonna love him the same way? And
Mhm.
sometimes them little hips that we have, it becomes a little, well, are you gonna love me still?
Right.
Are
Right.
you gonna, look at me in the same way? Are you gonna look at me like, oh, you done got a little bit too heavy, so I don't want to be bothered. And so these are the things you address prior to marriage, prior to any relationship.
Mhm.
I know some men have told their wife, "Don't you gain no weight," and they thought it was a joke. He was serious.
Mhm.
He's saying to you at the altar, I don't want you to get bigger than, we
Look.
all are going to sometime put on weight
Mhm.
at a certain age. But if they're telling you, believe it. Don't think it's a joke. Don't think he's playing, because a lot of time they're not.
Yeah. But also just don't look too deep into it as well.
Right.
That's why communication is so important, because
Absolutely.
you do not want to assume that one is feeling a certain type of way and you have not had a clear understanding of what they mean by what they say. That's
Mhm.
why communication is so key to that, because that ties into being drained, because the lack of communication can drain the mess out of
Anybody.
your whole
Yeah.
being.
Yeah.
Whether it's job, home, family, friends, your lack of communication can drain the mess out of you, because you're going to constantly try to figure out what's going on, why it's going on, but then there's no communication happening.
And don't invalidate their feelings.
Ooh, do
Do
not.
not invalidate. If they say they are feeling a certain way, don't say, no, you're not. You're
Mhm.
not in their body. You
Right.
don't know how they feeling. Don't invalidate their feelings, because their feelings are real. Even though it may not be real to you, their feelings are real.
Right. Acknowledgement. That's a big
Yeah.
thing, to acknowledge what is being said,
Right.
because it may not be something you agree with, but
Right.
acknowledging that they're feeling some type of way
Right. Right.
and saying,
Right.
you know what, okay, I can hear. I may not understand why you're feeling that way, but I'm listening to you and I'm hearing what you're saying. And so now I can say, okay, they feel this type of way. Okay, let me ask questions to get a more of a deeper understanding of why or whatever. So just be able to acknowledge, okay, I acknowledge that they're feeling away and I want to know how I can better help the situation.
Mhm.
And better helping the situation is not invalidating what they're feeling.
Right.
Like, that's not going to help the situation. That's just going to make the situation worse. And
Right.
it's
And
just going to
yeah,
cause a trickle effect. Everything's just going to start just doing like this and just going to go downhill.
absolutely. And you have to remember, um, physical feelings, you know it, you see it. Emotional and some mental feelings, sometimes you don't quite see it. So if
Right.
they're saying to you, you may have said something or did something that has them feeling a certain way, believe it. Now I can step on your hand and you feel it. You know that you have stepped on my hand. But when we did dig deep in emotions and mental, a
Hmm.
lot of times we don't know that. And so
Right.
we have to ask the question. And so if someone said, well, I just don't, you hurt my feelings by what you said. And a lot of times go, I didn't hurt your feelings. Well, if
Hmm.
they're saying you hurt their feelings, believe it. Talk about it. Talk
Right.
about it. Talk about it. Because like I said, physical feeling, we normally, it's physical. Emotional and words. Let me tell you, the worst thing they can ever taught a child is that sticks and stones will break your bones, but words will never hurt you.
Lies.
Words hurt.
All lies.
Words
They
will
do.
hurt. Yeah, yeah. And so we have to be careful and not to invalidate. We have to acknowledge.
Hmm.
Um, we have to do all of these things, and we have to validate each other.
Right.
You know, but quit invalidating
Yes.
one another.
That's a.
I thought I seen a comment. I didn't.
Oh, little Yachty said. Little Yachty said hello.
Hi, hi. How are you?
So yeah,
How
it's
are you? Thank you for joining the show. Okay,
thanks,
okay.
guys. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
We
but
we appreciate everybody
we
that
do, we really do.
we love it.
Yeah.
This is our new baby. We take it serious. You would think we were on ABC, NBC, cable, because we take this so serious. Because we want to reach and help people with our
Mhm.
little bit of humor and with our realness. Because we come to you raw. Lord have mercy.
Hey, yes, that is just what it is. I'm just saying, what better way to learn than to get the understanding from somebody who's being honest with you about things? Because I mean, we all have issues, we all have problems, we all face difficult situations, and we
Mhm.
all have, the great moments. But what's the point of going through all these things when you can't share them with other people? You
And
know,
right. And then the other part I like is we give you the history of our Black history because I believe it is so important that we know more. And
yes,
I think the more we know about our history, whether it's bad, good, or indifferent, the more we know about it, I think it makes us a stronger people. It makes us more powerful than we already are. And when I read about the pastor Arnett and things that he did, um, it's something that we would have never heard. I never read his sermon, part of his sermon. And it's there to lift us up. And so that's why we do Black History, to give you knowledge. And you may
right.
say, oh, I didn't know that. And believe me, those people had drainage.
Oh yeah.
Anybody that has come through this time in this world, there's been drained. Remember the recession. Remember the influenza pandemic. Um, Other things that had happened that people drained, they drained, they was done, so but they never gave up. And we say the same, we can't give up. Why?
Right.
you know um we cannot give up, we will not give up.
Right. Right.
So that's there to encourage those that say, we having it rough right now, let's go back a little bit, baby. None of us would have survived slavery. Those of us, I don't think any of us would have survived slavery, because I know me.
But I'm not even gonna lie to you. I probably would have been one of the first ones shot because I would have sure been trying to steal somebody's weapon. I've been but now that I have we doing something. I don't care
Well,
what we do.
we come to encourage everybody and have
Yeah.
fun in doing it. We may look crazy sometimes. We we grab our coffee cup. Y'all see what mine say.
Oh, I have one that says, well, it's not my coffee cup. I need to get it on my coffee cup, but it's my wine glass. And it says I drink because punching is illegal. So
Say that again.
yes, I drink because punching is illegal. Understand some? That's why I got the coffee, my tea, my wine. Uh, I'm just saying.
Well, a whole lot of people need to start drinking wine. Baby,
Look,
they punching too much. They better drink some wine because
look,
it's illegal to punch.
it
You
is
want to live.
illegal. So I got to find other avenues here. Got to
Yeah.
find other avenues to get there.
Wow, we have been on for a long time.
We have, and we appreciate the questions. We appreciate the comments. We appreciate the love, the likes, and everything. Again, we are just coming to you as real as we can. Like I said, this topic was not our topic for Saturday. Our topic was going to be about teaching, but when you go through something, sometimes you just got to talk about that. Look at them. Oh, yes, coming to a suitcase near me. Yes, ma'am. Watch out now. Yes, we're gonna have
Aren't
those.
those nice?
Yes. See, I like shade, y'all. And I like hats. So I'm gonna have me some more hats,
No,
some more
I like this
stuff. But them
M&Ms.
shades right there, mother. My address, you know it.
No, I don't.
Like lice. I would like I
No,
would
I
like that in
don't.
the mailbox. Yes, I would like that. But you guys, we really thank you. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
you. We appreciate your support and all that we do. Understand that we do this to help our community, to help our people, and to help other people understand the greatness of our people.
Right,
And whatever magnitude that is in.
Yeah.
Okay, so we thank you for
Give
joining.
you a voice.
Yes, we thank you. Dre, that's who Likagati is. Dre.
Oh.
He is traveling and he's driving, listening to us and talking about his suitcase. Cause yeah, I told him he had a nice suitcase. Yeah. I was like, yeah, run me that suitcase.
She's always trying to take somebody's stuff. Oh my gosh. Always.
This thing, it's blue. His suitcase is blue. I was like, you bought that just for me. Y'all have me in mind when y'all get stuff. I appreciate it. It's gone.
So we got more coming for the holidays.
Yeah.
We want to do a holiday show and all that stuff. How you living for the holidays? What you gonna do for the holidays?
What y'all gonna do for the holidays?
This may be my Christmas tree.
Look, let me tell y'all something. I don't have it out, but we've had this. Our children are older now. The youngest is 17. So we stopped doing the big Christmas tree or whatever. And one day it just out the blue, because everybody was just tired. We was like, do y'all want to do a tree? And everybody's like, do we really gotta pull that thing out? And it was like, no, let's get the little tree. And so the 17-year-old had picked out a tree when he was 3 or 4 years old, and we still have the tree. The lights don't work on it no more, but we pull that little tree out and we set it on our dining room table. We decorate that sucker and put stuff around it. There you go. Hey, look, but we do decorate our windows. We do like putting the fake snow on the windows and decorating the windows and the lights and stuff. But
I love it.
Look,
I decorate every room in the house is gonna be decorated.
Look,
people, I put in my own lights. They be crooked. I don't care. I love the holidays. This time of year is great. Every room in my house will be decorated.
Oh, wonderful. Look at that. And then so then the next holiday you can come here and just decorate. Yes, hallelujah. Won't he do it?
Yeah. But I like decorations. I do a whole Christmas thing. I usually give a grown folks Christmas. It probably won't happen this year. If I do it with a few people, because we sing carols in the neighborhood. I just love it. Cold and all of that stuff. Yes.
So Dre said overboard, Mom. Oh no. let me gonna put this up there. Oh no.
I mean, every bathroom decorate. Only thing my daughter was like, don't come in here and decorate my room with all that. I decorate my room, the living room, everything is decorated. Outside is decorated. I'm gonna do more this year.
Mm-hmm. You know what?
And I do it by myself.
One day we're gonna
anybody out there want to come and help, please let me know. You can help me.
Look.
She don't know. She's gonna help. But I love it. This is gonna be decorated for Christmas when we're doing our show. Oh no, I'm getting ready to get started.
Gotta do like a little, what is it? M.S.D cribs. Do some M.S.D cribs. Show your decorations. But no, you guys, we truly, truly thank you. We truly continue to share, like, follow, get notifications, get everybody in there. If you guys have subjects and topics and questions that you want to ask and need answers to, we don't know everything, but we know some things though. Please send us an email at msdcoffeeandtea@gmail.com. You can find us on YouTube, Twitter. You can find us on Periscope. You can find us on Instagram. Our Instagram does not go live with MSD, but you can still reach us on Instagram at MSD Coffee and Tea. And of course, Facebook, MSD Coffee and Tea on Facebook. So we appreciate you all. We appreciate you showing the support and showing us the love. Okay, but tune in for next Saturday. We can't tell you what we're going to talk about because sometimes we don't know ourselves.
We don't know.
we just go with what God gives us, and that's just what it is. Okay,
but it's gonna be good, whatever it is.
It's always good. I get excited about this stuff.
I do. I'm so excited.
I am. But you guys, thank you for watching Mother, Sisters, and Daughters Coffee and Tea. We love you guys, and we will see you guys next Saturday. Bye.
Bye.